Hi, how are ya? It's Travis here, and welcome back to our adventures in Diablo 4 Season 1. Last episode, we did a Helltide, and we acquired a lot of Fiend's Rose. We actually got 22. Surprised we got that many. And today, we are going to spend some obols. We're going to spend it on amulets. Hopefully, we get some good ones, guys.
Not much, is it?
Well, hopefully we got a couple good ones here. A sacred one there. We'll head over to the blacksmith.
Father bless. What do you need?
Movement speed on there. Damage reduction from close enemies. That's good. 2 stats on it that aren't bad. And then +2 ranks of all subterfuge skills. We could use that. We'll hold on to it. That's sacred. Don't want the aspect on this sacred amulet. Another sacred one.
Time for salvage.
Check out this one. Doesn't have the stats we want.
Came apart nicely.
Same with this ancestral neck. That one's sacred. How about this one? Nope. Don't want the aspect either. And then this one, we don't want the aspect. So we got one. That's interesting. Movement speed we want. And the damage reduction from close enemies is actually pretty damn high.
Come back if
But
you
we
need.
do have another neck in our stash. So we'll put that in there for now. We also got some elixirs. I stashed them in here. Kind of running out of space in our gem slot. We should probably spend a bit of coin actually right now. And we will upgrade our gems. Hopefully it doesn't cost too much. We'll get a little bit of space back. We'll at least get everything turned into flawless. I think this is really expensive. See how much this is. 58, yeah, 2 million. Yeah, we won't be doing that. But we can turn the flawless. That's pretty cheap, I think. Yeah, it's not too much. That'll get us quite a bit of space, I think. I'll spend a couple million here. There we go. So put those back. Still over 30 million. I want to save some gold for rerolls. There we go. It's a bit better. Got a bit of space there. Now we can put these in here. And let's see how this other neck we got. It's a higher item power than the last neck. And then has the imbuement skill damage. We would roll off the thorns. It's a higher item power than this one. This one has the movement speed, damage reduction to close enemies, which is what we want. And then we probably try to get exploit passive instead of intelligence. But yeah, we just haven't got one with 3 abilities we want on it, but we got some good ones. This one's not bad, actually. Like, the exploit passive's good on it. And we have the 2 damage reductions, which isn't bad. And then the trap skill cooldown's probably what we would want to get rid of. But let's hop into a nightmare dungeon, guys. Which one should we start out with here? Let's do Immortal Emanation. Dungeon affixes Poisonous Evade, Lightning Storm, a monster, poison damage, melee defenders, and dodge breakers. This is a tier 42. So the mobs should be quite higher than us. But I do sometimes do dungeons where the mobs are like 1 to 2 levels higher. Usually 2 levels. And supposedly that's the best way to get XP. Because you clear the dungeons faster, right? Because you're fighting mobs that are the lower, like close to your level. And if you clear the dungeons faster, you tend to get XP faster. But if you are fighting mobs that are, you know, higher level than you, like 10 levels higher, sort of almost like where we are here. Right now it's 7. You do get an XP bonus. You get more XP fighting those mobs, but it does take you longer to clear the dungeon, so supposedly it's not worth it. Now, the way to test that out for yourself is you would, you know, do the same dungeon twice and try it at different tiers.
Need more time.
And if you notice that you're clearing it around the same time, then yeah, you probably should get the XP bonus and try to fight mobs that are 10 levels higher than you. But if you're significantly clearing it faster when the mobs are only 2 levels higher, then you should probably just stick with doing dungeons that are around your level. Yeah, I do notice it does take us a bit longer. One thing I need to do is get a consumable going. We'll use a elixir of resourcefulness. Yeah, we'll try some higher level ones today. Wish we had 2 of the same dungeon. But I have noticed that it does take me over 10 minutes to clear dungeons when the mobs are 10 levels higher than me, sometimes longer. And then when they're around my level, it takes me under 10 minutes to clear the dungeon. That could be like a skill issue. Maybe I'm not playing as well as I could. You know, you can always play better. But I did get a comment asking why I tend to do nightmare dungeons where the mobs are only 2 levels higher than me, and that's the reason why. It's just because I clear them faster, and I believe I'm getting more XP. I haven't tested it out though. I don't really know. Which is another cool thing they could add to the game. While you're leveling up, like your XP per hour, there should be an XP per hour tracker or something that shows you what you're getting, how much XP you're getting per hour. That'd be pretty cool. And then you could compare, right? You could do a bunch of nightmare dungeons where the mobs are 10 levels higher than you, and then do a bunch of nightmare dungeons where the mobs are only like 2 levels higher, and then compare the XP per hour and see which one is better for you to do. Because it really depends on the class, I think. And like also your play style, right?
Need more time.
Like, I'm not zooming through this place. Like, I could do this much faster than how fast I've been going. I know I've done the dungeons a decent amount of times, but I'm not doing them optimally. That's for sure. There are some where I kind of know the route, but majority of the dungeons for this season, I don't really have like a dedicated route that I run. I think the Strava Deepwood I know well. And those are pretty short dungeons. Another one's Sarat's Lair. Usually do run that one. Do it pretty quick, I think. Doesn't take us too long to do it. Pretty simple. You just go in, take down 3 objectives, and then go to the middle of the dungeon, fight the boss, and it's over.
I'm not ready.
But we should hit level 90 today, guys. Which means 10 more levels. And we will be level 100 finally. Alright, let's travel to the Pillar of Eternal Bond. Looks like we left a trap right there. Look at all the elites. We'll make sure we get in here. That diced up there. Sometimes, but yeah, an XP per hour notifier would be amazing.
Father said such awful things. I couldn't bear it.
I don't think that's ever been in Diablo.
Don't fret over me. I'm safe. I fled to the ruins of Scorch's Circuit and was shocked to find there a group of kind folk who offered me.
It's a game I used to play called Tibia. It's an MMO. One of a really old MMO. It came out in like the 90s. And it has like an XP per hour tool that you can follow to see how like fast you're leveling. Because the game has no level cap. You just can level it's like infinitely. Which doesn't stop, which is kind of cool. So XP per hour is a pretty big thing in that game. I think it would be a pretty big thing in Diablo 4 too, because it's not like, you know, leveling up is that quick. But supposedly, it is getting faster. They haven't made it quite faster. Some content creators believe you can get from 0 to 100 in 24 hours of play, or gameplay, in the next season. That's what they expect. I'm not sure if that's like including solo. Because right now I'm like at over 50 hours. I think we're getting close to 60. You gotta be kidding me, man. I got trolled by the... Okay, good. Now I can join. Got trolled by the Apex. Good old lightning storm.
Need more time.
Got me again. Pulled me out of the boss fight. That's a while to take this boss down.
Don't have enough energy.
We got some unique ancestral pants. Yeah, good. Nice. We got a turf upgrade, another 0.4 increased damage to close targets. I think we'll keep leveling up exploit here. Eventually, it'll be worth it to switch to other glyphs, I think, because we can level them faster. I'm not too sure when that will be. Probably around like when we get those glyphs to 20. The other glyphs are probably worth leveling up a bit. We still have room for one more glyph. We're going to unlock at least one more glyph socket on our Paragon board. So we should level up another one to 15 soon. I'm just holding on to those necks in the stash right now. I don't want to go all in on one yet. Here's another one that's pretty good. Perfect movement speed, like 17.5% movement speed. High roll on the damage reduction from close enemies. Total armor is a pretty high roll too. Just alright stat. That's nice. Another nice neck. Probably hold on to that. And then we would roll off the damage with dual-wield weapons. So the damage with dual-wield weapons is actually, maybe we could keep that. That's a perfect roll on that, 17.5%. That's a lot of nice rolls on that neck. Happy we didn't accidentally sell that. Alright, let's check out the legendaries. Ancestral legendary chest. Not better than ours and doesn't have an aspect we want. Same thing. Well, this one has 2. But it's not close to our. We actually have a pretty good chest. Yeah, our chest is better than that one as well.
You can take what's left.
I'll be surprised if we find a better chest. Like, it can happen, but won't happen too often. Yeah, our crossbow's better than this. And a temerity, 803. It's a low roll on the aspect. I think we already have a temerity. And what it does is it affects that heal you beyond 100% life grant you a barrier up to 44% of your maximum life that lasts for 8 seconds. We have one that gives us up to 80%. Alright, well, let's head back here. Dump some stuff in our stash. We now have 3 necks we can choose from. None has given us 3 stats we want yet, though. And then this dungeon here, this upcoming dungeon, too sure which one we should do. A Khan's Grasp, that'd be a good one. Dungeon affixes control paired explosions, power deletes, monster shadow damage over time, monster life, and monster crowd control resist. So we'll get in there. Looks like we got another Hell Tide up as well. I think we're good on Hell Tides for a while. Looks like we did one and got everything we needed, so I'm happy with Diablo for that, right? But I think that's kind of a problem too.
I'm not ready.
The reason why I think that's a problem, because it means that you only want to do nightmare dungeons. And nightmare dungeons are cool and all, but they need more content. Because that's pretty much, seems like that's all you do. Is nightmare dungeons. And then, even at the end game, right? It's just nightmare dungeons, just trying to get the tier you can try to get to the final tier 100 Nightmare Dungeon. And then once you do that, you're done, and then you just, you know, probably do the tier that's the fastest to complete. That gives you, a decent legendary drop rate. Not too sure how much the legendary drop rate goes up, depending on the Nightmare Dungeon tier. I assume it's, the same or as any other tier, maybe? I'd have to look into that. I haven't really noticed anything. But I assume like a level 100 is probably the best drop rate, right? Once the mobs are level 100, doesn't get any better than that. So I guess tier 50 would be the highest. I'd probably have the best drop rate. And that's just a guess. I don't know if that's true, but I assume level 100 mobs have the best drop rate in the game. And then it probably doesn't go up too much after that. But maybe it does, right? You can fight up to like, what, level 150 in Nightmare Dungeons. I think the drop rate does get better, but then you got to factor in how long it takes you to kill those mobs. You probably want like a balance of, speed with a good drop rate, and that's probably level 100, I would assume. Yeah, I never really looked into that because, I've never really been to the end game. And I played quite a bit of this game. I played over 100 hours. If you combine the Druid and the Rogue. But there are people who have played like close to 1,000 that have like multiple level 100 characters, which is crazy. I think the only way I could do that, like level multiple characters, is if I was doing it with a group of friends. I think it would be more fun. There we go, level 90. The reason why I think it would be more fun is because you get to check out other classes, see what they do, and you can also like do combos and like just do different stuff
Need more time.
to kill mobs faster. Or like find ways where your class can help amplify the damage of another class, which I think is kind of fun. But I do hope they come out with more game modes in Season 2. We're getting five new bosses, which is good for the end game. That will help us target unique legendaries that are hard to get. And I guess we're going to try to get this rare node over here called Training. Gives 4% maximum life and 10 dexterity. And then if we get the strength bonus, which is another 267 strength, we will unlock another 4% max life. That's a lot of strength, though. Maybe we should start looking into getting strength nodes. I don't think we have enough Paragon points left, though, to get that. It's quite a bit of strength.
Need more time. ready yet.
I thought there's a vampire lord back there. I wonder how fast people will level up in Season 2. I'm actually really interested to see how fast they can level up solo.
I'm not ready.
I'd like to look into that. And I hope they increase the XP game for next season, because it would be cool to see people like be able to get to level 100 in a day if they play, 12 plus hours. I really don't think it should be that long to get to 100. But it makes sense why they have it like that now, since there's like a lack of things to really do at that end game.
We came here to purge this evil. But now
But I think from like where we are
I can't leave my friends.
right now at level 90, it's probably 10 hours tops.
We can't do
At the rate that I play, like I do pick things up and I do check out all my items. Like one thing you can do, like right here, we could just say, you know what? We're focusing just on XP. And then I just vendor like everything. Just mass vendor all my rares. Like, and the only thing I'll look at is legendaries. To be honest, like, if you really just want to focus on XP, just skip rares completely. You don't pick them up. You only pick up legendaries, that's it.
I'm not ready.
And then we would get to 100 faster. And if I notice we don't have much time left, I'll probably do that. But I still think we have enough time to where we can keep playing the way I've been playing. Just getting loot, checking it out, seeing if we can get some upgrades. Be nice to have at least a week to try to beat Uber Lilith. I don't know if we'll have enough time to do a tier 100 dungeon though. Probably not. So I have a feeling I'm just going to enter it and I'm just going to get wrecked. And then the only way we can conquer that dungeon is if we look for a certain build that gives us more survivability and enough damage to clear it. Or we just find like an insane, like insane gear that is just amazing. That makes us powerful enough to clear the dungeon. But I think it's probably more build-based.
Something in the fort has followed us inside.
As a gear issue. It's probably not a gear issue. It's probably more of a build issue.
Been here.
Just got to give ourselves more survivability.
And is now newly woken. I thought to flee.
Alright, we're full on loot here.
To abandon my fellow crusaders. To think for myself for once.
We just have to travel to the Umbral Vault, which is
Will no doubt spell my doom.
the final boss.
Smell death in the air.
Now right here we can choose to go back,
For me soon.
get rid of all of our loot, and then come back, or we just kill the boss, drop a couple pieces, and then
More time.
don't come back. So I missed out on like a few pieces that will give us like a little bit of gold.
Don't have enough energy.
So we're gonna get rid of that. Pick up this legendary. Do you want to pick up the ancestral pieces? Because those could be upgrades. Sacred bow. Then we'll upgrade exploit. We still have 2 ancestral. Oh, those are items we can't use though. They're for other classes. We just dropped all those. Yeah, hopefully we got some upgrades here. But we'll hit 100. Still have decent amount of time left. Pretty much 2 weeks. A little bit less. But I do think they need to they have to increase XP. Because casual players, you should be able to take like 2 weeks off during the season, not play the game, and hit level 100, I think. And I think people can do that if they play a lot, right? What I should probably say is, like, how many hours per week do you think someone should have to play Diablo to hit a level 100 in a season? Seasons last 3 months, that's 12 weeks. Should it be 7 hours? So an hour a day? It's kind of what I've been playing. Pretty much around that time. A little bit less. Well, actually around that time. Kind of, yeah. Maybe a little less. I think it should be 3 hours a week. Which is not bad. That would mean getting to level 100 would take 36 hours. Now, supposedly, if you're like awesome at the game and you can grind a certain way with like friends, I think you can supposedly you can hit level 100 in under 24 hours. I don't know if that's true. I have to look into that. But I don't think we've been leveling like too slow. Like right here's where I'm slow is because I'm looking at loot. Right? Kind of maybe like the amount of time I waste on looking at, it's not really a waste, but like looking at loot, I guess, is the reason. Spend too much time doing that, but that's like the fun part of the game for me, so I don't really mind. Like, you know, taking a little bit more time.
Yeah, give it over.
But yeah, I think 3 hours a week, 36 hours is how long it should take for someone to hit level 100. It's not too bad. So that means if you played an hour a day, you would get like a solid amount of endgame too. Like you'd get another like 36 hours of endgame as well. Probably a little bit more than that, but probably like 40 to 50. Really taking my time here with the stats. I've been kind of just thinking about what I'm ranting about right now.
That's a deal.
Not bad here. It's only 2 stats we want. But it's nice. It's got lucky hit and the 3 ranks of twisting blights. The all stats is kind of a low roll though. And the other stat I just don't like.
Yeah, give it over.
You can't be serious, Tomaris. Morgan's folly is lost in ruins. Going back is... This isn't like before. This isn't for the folk
Okay.
of Akarat.
Here's the legendaries. Do we want these? No. Alright, so I'll salvage the legendaries. And then we'll do another dungeon here.
The forge is ready for whatever you need. I can break that down.
Alright, what do we got? Conscripts. We're doing a Strava Deepwood. Dungeon affixes thorns, empowered elites, monster bleeding damage, and monster bleed resist, and resistance breakers. But yeah, I've really been taking my time today. Too much. It's been around like over 30 minutes this episode. We've only done like 2 dungeons. Spent a lot of time in town. But usually it takes me around like 10 minutes, around 10 minutes to do a dungeon, and then like the rest of the time is in town. 5 minutes in town, I'd say. It's not exact, but that's what I think. That's what I usually average, I think. So I do spend quite a bit of time in town. Like checking out loot. And messing around, getting rid of sigils and dropping off gems.
I'm not ready.
Because I would honestly check out season 2. I'm debating on checking out season 2 because I don't know if I want to put in another 70 hours to level up a character.
Need more time.
Now, if it was under 30 hours or around 30 hours, I'd be down. I would probably do it. But I don't know if I want to put in another 70 hours because I also want to finish leveling my druid. It's on the Eternal Realm still. And the druid's only 82. That's going to take me, I would assume, like 18 hours, maybe 20 hours to complete that. I think it's like just over an hour a level. What I think of like how long it takes to level at the moment, but especially during the last 20 levels, I think it takes around an hour level. And it might take longer on my druid because my druid's much slower than my rogue. Playing one of the slowest builds in the game at the moment, 12 res druid. But you do an amazing amount of AoE damage. It's a fun build to play. If you don't mind the low, mobility, movement speed.
It's time to recharge.
Actually, we should go down here. Get the rest. And we'll make our way up.
I'm not ready yet.
There you go.
Need more time.
The tree people. Interesting mob. They hit pretty damn hard, but they're not that bad. Not as bad as the goatmen and the cannibals.
I'm not ready.
But yeah, the elixir time is great. Feels like we're at like an hour now. For how long the elixir lasts. Close to an hour. Probably at like 45 minutes. So it went up by like 15 minutes from the urine upgrades. Be awesome if they had the urn in it for Eternal Realms, like the seasonal urn that you could just unlock. I know it's a seasonal thing, but it would be nice if the Eternal Realms could get those bonuses as well. Just not have, like, you know, the seasonal trait, which is like the Malignant Hearts for this season. I think they should bring the urn to Eternal Realms. But I would assume most people don't even play Eternal. I think everyone just plays on the seasonal realms. Probably not everyone, but majority of the player base. I kind of like the Eternal Realms because sometimes you don't want to like level up a character during the season. You just want to play end game. A couple more waves to go. Not really the wave. It's only 2 oppressors. That's why I don't really... The wave challenge is so silly, man. Like, a wave should be bigger than just 2 mobs. There we go, 4 oppressors. It should be like 10 oppressors. Eventually we'll start getting some elites. There's one. There's a few here.
I need more time.
The thing is, not everybody's playing a build like mine. Like, my build is what you would consider to be a meta build. Rogue's a pretty damn good class. I think all rogues are playing some sort of variation, or most rogues are playing like a variation of Twisting Blades.
I'm not ready.
Okay, there we go.
I'm carrying too much.
Get rid of that. Anything else we got here? There we go. Keep leveling up exploit. All right, let's head back. We almost got another Paragon point there.
Can I help you? Fair trade.
Yeah, too bad. Not a bad ring.
Anything else? Well struck. Anything else?
High roll. Item power wise, but stats we don't want. It's too bad.
Well
But I will
struck.
look into the experience gain. So maybe it is better to. We'll give it a try. We'll give it a try. We'll see how long it takes us to do dungeons when the mobs are 10 levels above. Should be level 100 right now. That'd be kind of cool to give a try. See how long it takes to do level 100 nightmare dungeons. Okay, so there we go. Rares were not that great. Let's check out this Sacred Legendary Dagger. Doesn't have an aspect we want. And then Ancestral Legendary Bow. And we don't want that either.
That's for salvage.
All right, guys.
Come back if you
Well,
need
that
work.
is the end of today's episode. We got to level 90. Happy about that. And now we are 10 levels away from level 100. But that is the end of today's episode, guys. As always, thanks for watching. Keep your heads up. Later.